Good. Well, today is Wednesday, April 30th, 2025. This is your update for Thursday the 1st. All right, let's go. Well, as far as setups, let's stick with this TFPM. Nice little opening gap reversal there. We'll take a look at it in just 1 second. I had the TOI as an honorable mention. Full disclosure, I do have a few shares of this left over from the Landry 100 experiment. As I may have mentioned, I've experimented with the Landry 100 in a very small way. That was right before the market, of course, tanked. But anyway, I do have a few of those shares left over. Okay, day overall. We'll take a look at that in just 1 second. As far as official setups, again, TFPM, nice little opening gap reversal there. Of course, as usual, make sure you wait for an entry. I like this TOI. It's super volatile. It's obviously a cheapie. Does have okay volume. I guess if you divide by the or multiply by price, it's not huge volume, but it's enough to trade, obviously. Anyway, it does look pretty good. Nice little pullback there, kind of a TKO-ish type of pullback. There's a few shorts in here, but nothing's really catching my eye as something that we need to go after at this juncture. But obviously, I'm watching for shorts and longs. AGI, a little bit of a rally there today, better than a poke in the eye. CCL, nice little drop at first, but did recover to close off the worst levels. But an okay move on the day. Still looks like it's in trouble longer term. Let's take a look at the overall market. Not a tremendous amount to report. I guess the only thing that I noticed that you might find sort of interesting is some of these cheapy Bitcoin miner or digital asset mining, however you want to look at those stocks. Some of those cheapy stocks are beginning to bottom out. I don't know if we'll find any opportunities there, but they are beginning to bottom out, so I found that interesting. Anyway, S&P 500, soft start, but firm finish, closing in the plus column. That's always a good thing, especially after a soft start, he tried to say. Still below the 50. It still just looks like it's in retrace mode, and I wouldn't get too excited just yet, but if more and more sectors, or stocks within the sectors at least, begin to bottom out, then maybe we'll start taking some longs here and there, other than, obviously, the gold stocks. Flatsville in the NASDAQ, but it did end a lot better than it started, obviously. Take a look at the Rusty in the minus column. Still looks like it's in trouble longer term. So far, just pulling back, like many of the sectors. E for shares kind of hanging in there, but they haven't taken out their prior highs with vigor. You know me, I like to see a market take out the prior highs and keep on keeping on. Unfortunately, very overbought. These V-shaped recoveries at high levels are hard to sustain. Euro taking it on the chin a little bit today, not enough to get excited about. But in general, the dollar has and does remain very weak. Let's take a look at the pound. Pound also getting hit a little bit, but it does remain in an uptrend. Gold, the commodity, coming in a little, but still looks pretty darn good longer term. Shallow pullback so far. And gold stocks looking a little bit better. Nice little pullback there. Again, as I said earlier, there are some individual issues that are bottoming out, which is a good thing. Here's biotech overall. There's some selected super speculative biotech stocks that are beginning to bottom out. There's a lot of overhead supply here, especially in the IBB, so it's got its work cut out for it. That's why I'm not too excited just yet as a general statement in some of these areas that are bottoming out. But obviously, one day at a time. Stop me if you heard that before. Pharmaceuticals have been on a run as of late. Looks like a big fat retrace. But as I've been saying, you have to start somewhere. Maybe we'll bow tie to the upside fairly soon, and maybe this will be one of the areas that bottoms out first. Semiconductors opening gap reversal, still remaining in just pullback mode, and still have a lot of overhead supply should they decide to try to rally into it. As I would say, quite a bit. Again, most areas still remain in pullbacks at best. There's telecom, there's energies, which actually got whacked fairly hard today out of a pullback. Software continues to rally, but so far, again, just pulling back. Ditto for retail. But, if you're going to bottom out, it's got to start at some point. Maybe we'll get some bow ties. As you can see, it's coming together here in retail. Maybe we'll get some bow ties at downside and start to bottom out. But for now, I wouldn't get too excited just yet. Let's just let the database tell us what to do, as we normally do, obviously. And for now, let's focus on the gold stocks. And if some of these areas bottom out, we'll take them on a case-by-case basis. Everybody have a fantastic night. If you have any questions, you do the routine. Thank you so much.